Welcome to the tail end of week number 1 here in the Winter Classic. Day 7 is on hand, ready to kick us into something pretty gosh darn epic. It's hard to believe that we are nearly at Christmas Eve / Christmas Day, and well, we'll be competing still on them days for the Winter Classic, but today we've got matches in the women and men's divisions. Divisions 2, I should point out, as yesterday Divisions 1s were in action. We had 2 matches, again, both men's and women's matches, that ended in pretty interesting ways. Obviously, we began round 2, but yeah, why don't we kick it off with our first matchup here tonight? And this one is set to be epic, as this one it's with some women that aren't meant to be messed with, but could cause some gaps to be formed in this division.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from Los Angeles, California, Victoria!
Yes, Victoria. Currently sat 0-1 in this tournament, losing in the opening day of action against Nia Jax. Obviously, this division's equivalent of a television champion in terms of seeding entering the matches. Granted, we do not have a secondary television champion, as Fallon Henley holds both belts. This woman might look to be taking one of them belts away from her in the near future. It's big time Becky Lynch.
From Dublin, Ireland, the man, Becky Lynch!
Holder of the resolution case in the women's division, currently sits 1-0, earned a massive victory over Lyra Valkyria on our 3rd day of this tournament, and since then she has been preparing, ready for this matchup against, I'd say, maybe a step up in competition comparative to Lyra. A phenomenal wrestler in Victoria, arguably deserves to be in the Hall of Fame if she isn't already. And well, right now these two are set to go toe-to-toe, and our referee, Big Man Kevin, gets us underway. Wait, that's not Kevin. That's Steve. Anyway, Becky takes advantage of the first collar and elbow tie-up, delivering a big boot off of it. And yeah, both women obviously currently on different win-loss streaks. Obviously, I'd say Victoria a little bit on the worst side. She received a big loss at this exact pay-per-view she is competing at against the undisputed television champion, Fallon Henley. And well, it was a close battle that those two had. In the end, the double champ saddled up and defeated the Black Widow. As for Becky Lynch, she's not really had too many matches. We had a big battle against Lash Legend, I believe, one of the last times we saw her compete, and that was in the build-up to when we went down the rabbit hole. That matchup she ended up losing, and well, since then she's kind of stayed underground, biding her time, ready to strike presumably whoever is champion. And we spoke about it last time she competed in this tournament. She was really looking to pick a moment. Obviously, when you have a dominant champion in Fallon Henley, it's not an easy target to go for. As for Liv Morgan, she was building up a lot of successful defenses for herself. And well, Becky really didn't have a good option to go for in terms of targeting them and going for that championship matchup. But for now, we shall see how essentially Becky wants to utilize that briefcase, because the difficult thing to note is that in this tournament she is guaranteed to face one champion in Nia Jax. Whether or not she goes to challenge her during this tournament, that is still a possibility. She is entering the arena with her case, and you are able to challenge for a title whenever you choose to. As well, Lion Tamer locked in here for Victoria, pushed off of by Becky, who's keeping the pressure on here. Victoria's not been able to get really any offense going, as Becky firing up the 2K comeback, even though she's been on top, utilized to great effect there, causing some carnage on Victoria as she drops the leg, executioner's style. And that's a maneuver that we saw Lyra kind of costly for Valkyria in her matchup against Becky. Becky evaded it into a powerbomb, and that gave Lynch the opportunity to strike and go on the offensive like this. Manhandle slam, bringing down Victoria. The pinfall comes through here for Lynch. 1, 2, and a kick out given. Victoria staying alive in this matchup. Both ladies really understand the stakes of this matchup. Victoria knows that, well, a tournament life in terms of high seeding could be on, well, a dire path if she is unable to beat Lynch here. As for Becky, currently sat 1-0, she is sitting comfy. That's a nice snap vertical suplex coming out from the Black Widow, who may be thinking it's time to end it. May have been a Widow's Peak attempt there, but not going to be able to get it. Instead, able to land a jawbreaker on Lynch, who's caught now double-handed in the grasp of Victoria, who brings her down with the chokeslam. You gotta get up and get down with that sickness. As Victoria unloading onto Lynch. Slingshots over and manages to connect with that leg to the face. It busts open Becky. That looked like maybe Lynch trying to evade the offense of Victoria. Victoria still able to land. That being said, tries to go for that standing moonsault. Hits the knees of Lynch. And well, Lynch back on the offensive, brings her up. Stalling. Caught though. Took too long with that vertical. Now, Victoria has the opportunity to attack. Power slamming Becky into the mat. And the Black Widow looking to keep the pressure on. Hooks up Becky. Fireman's carry. Spins her out into the side slam. Down she goes for the count. Only able to get a 2, but the matchup still rolling on as we close in maybe on a victory here for Victoria with the Black Widow's Peak. Spiking Becky down, but not able to get that dub. A kick out at 2 from Lynch, but now Becky in trouble as Victoria this time hits that standing moonsault. Now heads up top. Could be looking for the real dealio. In fact, it looks very much like it. That floating moonsault not gonna connect. Becky wise to that effort. Victoria caught, and now it being pinned. Becky nearly gets the dub. A near fall there in her favor. Still not done as she keeps the pressure on, rolling through. Hooks up the legs. Figure 4. Modified figure 4 locked in. Victoria obviously has had knee troubles in the past. Becky targeting that left knee. Not the one that has got the added protection, the brace. Becky flies off top, mixing that drop kick. Now Victoria's time to strike. Black Widow sends Becky for a run. Again locks her in the air. Choking Lynch and drills her into the mat. Victoria finding her footing in this tournament. Hooks up Lynch again. Up top she goes. Down with the Widow's Peak. 1, 2, no. Barely a kick out. Victoria. She is in firm control right now. Lynch is struggling. Ever since that slingshot maneuver. Victoria has been in firm control of this matchup. Becky needs to find something. She's bust open Victoria. This might be the momentum shifter. This certainly is. Disarmer locked in. Will Victoria tap this submission in deep? Will this cause a tap? The answer's no. Instead, the effort going to be exerted in a different means for Becky. Connects and hooks her up. Man! Handle. Slam. Pinfall attempt off of it. And that is just done. Everything ends with Lynch on top as the last kicker plays a legend of the game. And the man just puts on a clinic at the end of this matchup. He survives that potent Victoria offense. And well, I honestly thought Victoria had done enough to earn the W, but clearly I was mistaken. Becky came back more or less. And while we're not going to see that strong streak of Victoria offense, well, we might get a bit of it here with this Widow's Peak. She still showcased true grit, true determination. And well, Lynch able to survive, and then this. The match ender. The pump handle slam. The manhandle slam. Down for the 2 and then the 3.
Here is your winner, the man, Becky Lynch.
Becky now advancing up to 6 points. As for Victoria, still stuck on 0. But we have one more match for you tonight. Still in this second division. So let's get into that. Well, the men's second division is set in peak activity, as we've got a 3 versus an 0 in this matchup. Last time out, Roman Reigns showed no concern for his opponent. He dismantled big, sexy Kevin Nash. And tonight, he's looking to do the same.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Pensacola, Florida, weighing in at 265 pounds, the OTC, Roman Reigns.
Against the television champion. It's interesting, as if Roman had retained at Cash Out, the pay-per-view he is walking out onto the stage of, he would have not had to deal with the mid-card champ of the same show he is on. Now he does. Losing the belt puts you in the lowest seeding of this division, and well, Roman is looking to show up and shut up the doubters, shut up the haters that have said he is washed, that have said he does not deserve to be in the title picture here in IPW. Well, if he does what he did to Kevin Nash, there should be no doubts that he deserves to be fighting amongst the elite of IPW. Reigns with a win today, then a win against Will Ospreay, will earn himself top spot in this division. We've seen how the other side is looking, and it is absolute bedlam as to what is happening in Division 1 in the men's bracket. There's a possibility of 2 stars going up to, or 1 star going up to 6 points in the near future. As the fires burn right now, the monster is unleashed into the arena.
And his opponent from parts unknown, weighing in at 350 pounds, the undisputed television champion. He is the Monster Abyss.
But getting back onto the point about Division 1, last night indeed, Zack Sabre Jr., Drew McIntyre splitting points. That has kept this division very close. And obviously Danielson Cody in 3 nights time, I should say. We'll see essentially who takes top spot in Division 1, who will get to 6 points first. Or maybe 5. Who knows? They could split the points and then we'd be in crazy mode where it's 4-4. Either way, Division 1 is a bit more crazy on the men's side. Anyway, as for Division 2, where this action is taking place, we've got Abyss and Roman. We haven't really discussed the Monster. Obviously, he competed against William Ospreay in our championship opening night in this Winter Classic. A losing effort for Abyss against the most dominant male champion in IPW. I'd say outside of maybe Drew McIntyre, who's, well, as we've seen, splitting points and has now got 2 losses to his name in this tournament. So McIntyre probably not on the same level as Ospreay, to say the least. But realistically speaking, Roman could have been in where Cody's position is, and Cody in where Roman's position currently is. And this tournament would still look pretty insane. We probably would have still had Cody sitting on 3 points and Roman sitting on 3. But we currently are seeing the effects of what Roman has, as he is classed as quote-unquote the 4th seed in Division 2. It's such a nuts fall off if you look at how the division is set up. 2 champions, obviously, Will Ospreay, the main card champion, Abyss, the mid card champion, as well as the Resolution case holder, Big Sexy Kevin Nash. This division is filled with accolades. Accolades that Roman realistically wants, and if he can match up to these champions is certainly in a steady place where he could be, well, the next in line for one of these belts. Nice set of lariats there from Reigns as he unloads some big shots onto Abyss. Abyss counters that attempt at unloading some punches, and now opting for the pin, utilizing the ropes as well. Didn't even net a 1 count. Roman, wise to the antics of the monster, fires back with a big boot, and the big dog seems ready. Seems fired up. Obviously, night 1, he kind of nonchalantly walked into that. Tracksuit only. Not even his proper gear, and well, he just waltzed through Big Sexy. He did eat 1 jackknife, but still, he was capable of fighting back. But this, an early black hole slam connecting Abyss into the cover. Could he have done enough? The answer's no, but that's a quick 2 count. Just from out of nowhere, the monster is finding his footing in this matchup. A big boot. This is why this man is champion. Inverted chokeslam from the monster. Television champion stepping up to a former undisputed world heavyweight champion. Chucks him across the ring, and this could be a telltale sign that this matchup is falling away from Reigns. The tribal chief needs to find a means to counter the monster. Abyss, keeping the pressure on, sends Roman for a nice run, misses the big boot, but, well, he can't connect with anything, and it's Roman's time to shine. Fireman's carry? No. Fought out of. Abyss back on the offensive. Charging in, tries to drop the leg, but falls short a little bit, and now Reigns gets to mount these punches. Finally, back in control. The monster lost set control, and he's caught, guillotined. Roman locked it in deep, but the monster quickly back to his feet, tossing Roman off him. Such strength, and now he's going to send him for a ride. Choke slam. Brings down the head of the table. Tribal Chief losing it. He's going for the best ride of his life. Such a brutal maneuver from that gorilla press. As Abyss heads up top, not a place we typically see him go. High rent for a reason, and he's going to be able to deliver the high reward. Clothesline from up top. Dropping Roman, and he's setting him up for a secondary black hole slam. Pinfall attempt again, and Reigns is down. Near fall kick out there. Reigns barely surviving. But surviving he is. He avoids that shot from Abyss. Sends him for a run. Hits no. Misses the spear. Abyss catches him. The monster evading the big explosive weapons of Reigns, and he is going to get him up in the torture rack. Torture rack bomb. Puts down Reigns again. Could this be it? Could have been, but it isn't. But this might be. Reigns on wobbly feet, caught, black hole slammed for a 3rd time. The television champ in control. But still not over. Reigns fights out of that dire situation. He's now feeling the effects of what's going on. He pulls up the monster. Shot after shot connects. I've got a feeling we might be hearing an ooh and ah in a minute. drops the elbow. And yes, off the ropes. Tries to drop a second elbow, misses. The monster catches him. He's not going to be able to slam him into the turnbuckle. Instead, it's Reigns catching Abyss. DDT. Spikes him as both men are down. This is technically a pin. Roman's shoulder is down. 1, 2, and a kick out. I'll count it for our referee, who's a little bit unaware of the situation. But this situation, everyone knows it's a ooh-wah spear. Cutting the monster in half. Reigns is battling back into this one. He goes for the cover against the television champion, but still cannot get the W. The monster back to his feet. Eating some shots here from Reigns. Caught Saito suplex. Both men down yet again. Reigns is giving it his all. So much energy being burnt. Lifting that massive monster of a man. However, he's not done yet. He's cocked the fist and he connects. Superman punch connects and well, down goes the monster. And back to that special place for him. Roman flying through, but again, the knee goes up for Abyss and he counters that spear. Reigns cannot keep Abyss down and he has been caught. Big boot misses though for Abyss. He's got to go to a different avenue of attack and this might be it. Send Roman flying over the ropes. And then connect with something big, something massive. Roman though catches him, DDT. Evades whatever Abyss was looking for. But Abyss evades what Roman's going for. Back and forth action we're getting here. Either man giving an inch, but this might be the inch given. Black hole slam. Abyss into the cover and Reigns kicks out. How in the world is Roman still able to fight? So many big shots from the monster. It's 4 black hole slams now, I believe, that has been put into the tribal chief. This is why he was a champion. The monster's learning it the hard way. Eats a neck breaker. Now Reigns eats a clothesline. Monster charging through, hits a splash, goes for the cover. Is Roman had enough now? 2, 3. Well, this keeps this division interesting. The television champion takes the dub against the former world heavyweight champion. What on earth have we just witnessed in our second bout of the evening? Genuinely, I am shocked that has happened. But it is just a great thing to show that this Winter Classic is anyone's game. The monster ties Roman in the standings. This division is heating up. There's a potential for 3 points across the board when Nash faces Ospreay in 4 nights' time. But now, it's time to bid you all adieu. Thank you for joining me here as we round out week 1 of the Winter Classic. If you enjoyed this showing, then we'd stick around. There'll be more action tomorrow. A 1-match card, and well, it's a big set of matches as we finish off round 2 in Division 1 of the women's side. Peace out, folks. Peace out. See you then.
Here is your winner. He is the Monster Abyss!
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss that stack, taking big